What is up, guys and girls? Stefan here again. Hope you guys are having a smashing day. It's a smashing day about us again. We had a bit of a cloud burst, so all my plants got a lack of wet, and now I just need to learn how to reverse. There we go, got it done. So what I quickly want to chat to you guys today about is there's a couple of crossovers between occupational health and safety and first aid. Now, in one of my previous videos, I can't remember which one, we did touch on hazards. Remember, it was history hazard. Now, hazard is a massive massive focus area within the occupational health and safety. We've actually got this little acronym called HIRA, which stands for Hazard Identification and Risk Assessment. Alright, this is where we look at what possible hazards could there be for us within the workplace in most circumstances. But this is obviously also now linked up through to the first aid. Alright, because we look at what hazards is there before we actually even approach a patient. And this is now where the big thing comes in. I had a discussion this morning surrounding lines of communication. A couple of years ago, I was on my way home. A message came through on one of the emergency groups that there was a shooting. I happened to be probably about 2-3 minutes away from where the shooting was happening. I thought, let me go and let's see what I can do. Let me lend a helping hand. Got to scene. There was already 2 security companies on site, which is fantastic because that just increases my safety. So I didn't really take much care for the hazards. Obviously I check for like the normal hazard stuff, and I obviously check for body fluids, and obviously there was body fluids, there was a shooting. Halfway through my treatment of one of the patients, the patient was a priority 2 patient, or depending on where you live, also called a yellow patient. And I'll cover triage for you guys in one of the videos. So halfway through my treatment, one of the police guys, not the security guys that was initially on scene, one of the police guys came to my patient and said to ask him, the policeman asked my patient where the firearm is. So now this is a major thing. Excuse me. This is a massive thing, because there was just a shooting. There was one deceased person and one quite injured person, and then there was a missing firearm that seemingly to have disappeared, which is a bit of a problem. So I looked up at the SAP, the police guy, and I said to him, look bud, should I rather sort of just jump out for a bit, vacate the scene and whatnot? I mean, I wasn't armed, I didn't have any protective gear, bulletproof vest, Kevlar helmet, Kevlar sunglasses, whatever protective wear you want to put on. I didn't have a bomb disposal suit on or whatever. And I was sitting in a situation where it was a risk. It was a massive risk. And this goes now back to your health and safety, especially if you are a consultant, like what I am. I consult for quite a few different clients. Or if you are an internal safety officer or safety warden or SHE-rep or whatever title you want to be allocated, and you become complacent within the workplace, there is a risk that you may miss something. And the only way to offset or counteract this risk that you may have missed something is to somehow enhance your lines of communication. Obviously within the workplace, you may, I don't know, use the company's intranet. You, I don't know, maybe make a WhatsApp group. I don't know, there's a lot of tech savvy ways that you can actually enhance the communication lines. One of my relatives' company has got this fantastic little program, if you want to call it that, principle program, where every month each employee has to submit one hazard that they observed. Now, here's the thing, your OHS staff here in South Africa is permanently appointed staff members that takes on the health and safety as an over and above functionality. So they've still got their stacks and stacks of files that they need to get through for their normal day job, and then they've got to now go over and do the health and safety stuff as well. And I mean, if you think about it, how busy you are at work, do you have time to do a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly inspection, a thorough walkthrough? The majority of us don't. Let's be honest, the majority of us do not have the time. So having this little system like the singular reporting per month takes a lot of pressure, point one, off the OHS staff. It concretes the notion, as per the Health and Safety Act, where all staff members are responsible for their own safety as well as the safety of others. This enhances that whole principle, because now the staff are involved, they are looking actively for hazards because they have to submit. Alright, and they've got to communicate it. Obviously, as the submission comes through, there'll be a dedicated person that will then be able to either communicate with the relevant safety team or the relevant department, I don't know, security, maintenance department, facilities management department, I don't know, wherever the hazard, whoever is going to be responsible for fixing the hazard. The sun of mine, the sun is too hot. That's already better. Yeah, so that is sort of your first overlap, is the hazard identification and risk assessment, be it now in a workplace for health and safety, or be it now in an emergency situation where there's multiple role players that is involved. Now again, I did discuss it, the acronym MIST, especially like under the first aid umbrella. M, mechanism of injury, how did the patient get hurt? I, injury, what injuries have I found on the patient? S, signs and symptoms, what signs and symptoms make me come to said diagnosis from I? And T, treatment, what treatment have I given? Right. Also, if you go back to help, where we discussed the contacting of the emergency services, it's also very important here to communicate to them if there is any hazards. As I mentioned in the previous video, you can go back and watch it. I think it is first aid protocol part 1. Yes, part 1, that we discussed the information that you've got to provide to the emergency services. Right, guys, so that was just quick. Find a way that you feel comfortable in communicating with all other role players, so that the risk of possible further injury is reduced to a level where the likelihood is exponentially lower. Even within the emergency, just think about What is the hazards there? How can it affect everybody else? And communicate that with them. I mean, again, like I said the other day, one dead person is better than 2 dead people. So communicate. All right, so there's a quick one. Just thought I'll touch base before I forget. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want some other content or something, please don't hesitate to drop a comment. If you want to discuss something, drop a comment. I will reply to all comments up until sort of, like the 100th comment, and then I'm sort of not going to bother further. At least I'm being honest about it. All right, guys. Have a lucky rest of the week. I'll check you guys on the other side.